Good morning. Welcome to Chamber Chat. I am one of the hosts. I'm Beth Shelton, the Director of Membership at the Conroe Lake Conroe Chamber, and I have today with me Tessa Huget as my co-host, our awesome college intern.
Hello.
Each month, guests are brought on to talk about what is happening in the Conroe Lake Conroe Chamber of Commerce. We get the inside scoop of all our members, what they do, and what has made their company successful. We also chat about upcoming events and programs the Chamber is hosting. The Chamber is a nonprofit 50c6 organization, and it is designated as a 5-star accredited chamber by the U.S. Chamber of Commerce. The mission of the Chamber is to promote and advocate for businesses in the Conroe Lake Conroe area. Okay, I hope you have your cup of coffee ready because we have a great lineup this morning. Oh, I also want to mention Happy Texas Independence Day to all you Texans listening. And our first guest is Dr. Cohen with MD Anderson. Good morning, Dr. Cohen. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Thank you very much for having me.
Absolutely. We are thrilled to have you. So I guess we're going to talk a little bit about, lead in with you with the COVID-19 and life as we know it. And that doesn't make, and nothing else in a pandemic or anything makes cancer stop. So we're going to let you talk a little bit, let us know what's going on.
Yeah, so I guess first of all, I'm a breast radiologist with MD Anderson, meaning that all I do is imaging related to breast cancer screening and breast cancer diagnosis, which is near and dear to our hearts, especially with COVID. Because one of the things that we're concerned about with COVID and everyone kind of keeping their distance is delayed screening. And so things have become very different in 2021 compared to years prior, and that breast cancer now is the most common cancer in the world. That was not the case, unfortunately, in the past, but it's becoming more common, and it's the second leading cause of cancer deaths among women worldwide, and even the leading cause of cancer deaths among Hispanic American women. So it's of high concern, especially with COVID.
So is it still 1 in 8 women will at least be diagnosed with breast cancer?
Yeah.
Is that correct?
It is. That is the correct statistic. With a full life expectancy, 1 in 8 women will be diagnosed with breast cancer in their lifetime, which makes it very important that for those who are diagnosed, that we find it early and treatable. And that's where we come in breast radiology. So our job is to screen for asymptomatic breast cancer, meaning small, easily treatable breast cancers that we find them, woman gets her treatment and goes about her life as normal without any change in really anything of her life expectancy. But with COVID, especially in the beginnings of the pandemic, when everybody was staying at home and sheltering in place, there was a lot of anxiety about coming into the hospital or any kind of imaging center because of COVID, and no one wanted to catch an infectious disease. So a lot of the screening mammogram appointments for about a month or two in April and May across the country were canceled. And so we've been playing catch up for the last year, I guess.
So was that a patient cancellation, or were the facilities not allowing people to come in?
It's a little bit of both, clearly,
okay.
But the facilities shut down for non-emergent examinations because we just didn't want to have, without knowing as much as we know now about COVID, we didn't want to have tons of people coming in. And I mean, breast imaging centers and hospitals were packed before COVID because everyone's getting efficient, good quality care. But that all changed in March and April of 2020.
Yeah, I had mine in, my yearly is in December, and I had it. And the protocols in place are very good for social distancing and exam rooms, and everyone was very diligent about sanitizing everything, making sure everyone was safe. So I would definitely recommend all women go ahead and schedule their appointments for sure now. Don't
Yeah,
want to
things have, sorry.
Go ahead.
Things have really changed. Clearly we all wear surgical masks. We never got our temperature checked before all of this when we got to work, but everybody coming in through the door every day gets their temperature checked no matter who you are. Everybody gets a symptom check no matter who you are. And it's a lot. We know that all of that has helped. We're not passing COVID around. And now with the vaccines, clearly the majority of medical staff are vaccinated. And so we're definitely not passing it from one to another.
Speaking of vaccines, can you talk a little bit about women that are actually have breast cancer and the vaccine? Is there anything that is information?
Yeah, that's been a very hot topic in the last probably 2 weeks or so. It's come to the media, and I've seen it everywhere from the New York Times yesterday or today, all the way through local news. And the most important thing is that both the vaccine and screening mammograms are important. And what the issue is that the vaccine causes a normal response in the lymph nodes in the armpit. They normally will swell, and that is the body and the vaccine working together to create immunity. But the issue that we have with screening mammography is that sometimes that can be a very rare sign of breast cancer. And so we're recommending, if possible, that women either get their mammogram before their first vaccine dose or 6 weeks after their second dose, just to avoid that issue. But the most important thing is that both are important, and it's nothing scary. And make sure that your doctors and all the technologists and everybody knows when you got a vaccine, what arm it was placed in, and which dose it was, so that if that does happen, that you get a mammogram before the 6-week time frame, that everybody knows what's going on.
Right. Okay. Well, that's very good information. So, tell me a little bit about the services offered at MD Anderson, the Woodlands.
Yeah, so our facility is located at 242 and Fellowship Drive, kind of just across the way from Lone Star. It's a little easy landmark to remember.
Right.
And it's basically a full-service cancer care center. We do everything from screening through diagnosis, then treatment, then survivorship there. And so no longer do women have to travel from all parts of the city to the med center to get the same level of care as they get in the med center. They can get it right close to home.
Right. That's awesome.
And we see all ranges of patients. It's not just for women who have cancer. The design of our center is screening for all cancers, diagnosis for all cancers, and then clearly treatment and survivorship. And so any average risk patient who's concerned about breast cancer or anything else, any other type of cancer, can get seen either by one of our doctors or just come in for imaging, like a screening mammogram or whatever they need.
Okay, that's great. I'm going to go ahead and let them know that they can schedule an appointment at 713-745-9940, and you can always go online to mdanderson.org. I'm sure that's probably, Dr. Cohen, where you can pick which facility and such you're going to when you get on there, right? Or trying to schedule.
Exactly. The easiest thing to do is just Google us. That's what I tell most patients. Just try to find us, MD Anderson screening mammogram, and it'll take you to a standard landing website where you can schedule at whatever facility for whatever time the very next day.
Oh, wow, that's awesome. Even with the backup of appointments, huh? That's great to get in the next day, especially for women that have high concerns. So that's really good. So
and Saturdays as well.
Wow. Well, that's a plus. We never hear that.
Yeah, never.
Right. Yeah, our goal is to be as convenient and efficient as possible for patients to get them in and taken care of in a safe environment. And so that's that's what we're trying to do.
What are the hours on Saturday? Like,
Currently, right now, it's 7 a.m. to noon.
oh, okay.
Just
great.
to get it out of the way early in the morning and go about the rest of your weekend.
Real quick, while I still have you here, when we talked about getting the vaccine, how does that apply to women who already have breast cancer? Are they getting the vaccine, do you know, or is it a case-by-case basis?
Yeah, so the immunosuppressed patients will qualify for the stage 1B vaccine from the state of Texas, and so they should be getting vaccinated and should get their vaccines as soon as their turn comes up.
Right.
So yeah, definitely, it does. Just like before with the lymph nodes in the armpit about screening mammograms, with diagnostic imaging in women who have a prior history of breast cancer, it is also definitely important to let your doctors and everyone know when and where you got the vaccine shot and which dose it was, just so that everyone's clear on what's going on.
Absolutely. Well, I know most of us have been touched by someone that's either had a scare or the real thing, and it's so important that women get those mammograms. Just what is the age now? They're starting at 40 still to get mammograms?
Yeah, so
okay.
We continue to recommend that screening mammograms for average risk women begin at age 40 and then continue thereafter for every year for the rest of the woman's life, because the best way to save the most number of lives is to get yearly mammograms beginning at age 40.
Right, and then we're catching something early if that happens, so absolutely.
Exactly.
Well, we cannot thank you enough for being with us today, Dr. Cohen, and again, thank you, and we will definitely, I know every woman I talk to and every girlfriend, I'm like, have you had your mammogram? Yeah. So it's so important.
Great.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you very much. Obviously, we're very happy to contribute and talk about breast cancer screening.
Absolutely, yes. Thank you, and thank you for your membership at the Conroe Chamber.
Thank you.
Absolutely, thanks.
Thank you, sir. Bye-bye. All right, so we are going to take a short break, and then we will be back with another guest on Chamber Chat.
Hey y'all, it's DJ Mike from Dance Time in Texas. Join me Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. as I count down the top 10 Texas Red Dirt songs that are packing the dance floor. I'll be featuring local artists and the story behind the hits, shows in the area, as well as new songs that make you want to dance. It's Dance Time in Texas with DJ Mike on Lone Star Community Radio, 104.5 KCZW and 106.1 KZCC, Conroe, Texas, or online, irlonestar.com.
A Lone Star Community Radio is Montgomery County's radio station with talk, music, weather, and traffic for Montgomery County. Have a question or comment about one of our shows? Want to know how to reach a host? Just contact the station at irlonestar.com or call in and leave a message at 936-647-3776. Get involved with your community with Lone Star Community Radio.
Did you know there are more than 790 abused and neglected children currently in foster care in Montgomery County? Will you help make a difference? I'm Allie Stevens with Casa Child Advocates of Montgomery County. We train and support volunteers to be the voice of children in the foster care system. Kids are removed from their home because of abuse and neglect, and we need volunteers just like you to advocate for these children. To learn more about becoming an advocate, please visit CasaSpeaksForKids.com. That's CasaSpeaksForKids.com.
Lone Star Community Radio is ready for the summer. If you or anyone you know is looking for a summer internship, Lone Star Community Radio is a great place to learn the radio and TV business. Contact the station at info@irlonestar.com or call the station's message line at 936-647-3776. Lone Star Community Radio offers a great opportunity to those interested in learning about the radio world.
Welcome back to Chamber Chat, and we have our next guest, Miss Sarah Abels with Frio Pops in Montgomery, all kind of Conroe Montgomery border, and she's going to we welcome her, and she is a member of the chamber, obviously, and she's going to give us a little, if you don't mind, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got started.
Yeah, absolutely. So my name is Sarah. Like she said, I own Frio's Gourmet Pops in Montgomery. We're a little bit in between. We're down 105, close to the April Plaza Marina and Seven Leaguas. We're kind of in between there. Our storefront is kind of a walk-in, pickup type of setup. There's picnic benches and stuff out front. You can sit and enjoy your pops outside, or you can fill a to-go bag and take them home. But as far as the business goes, we are a franchise, so we're based out of Mobile, Alabama. So I don't personally freeze and make every single popsicle, but they are made, batch made weekly, because it's all fresh ingredients, fresh fruits. The fruit pops are all simple syrup based with fruit added to it, and then the ice cream pops are all milk based, so they make them each week. So I get shipments pretty regular, so they're still fresh and really yummy.
Yes,
Hence
very
the
yummy.
gourmet pops part of it. I get asked that all the time. But everything is fresh and there's no preservatives, so it works good. But we've been in business since March, and our store has been open since August.
So, and tell us, I know you got the great summer, but we also had COVID, so I know that kind of put a little damper on things.
So being an event-based business starting out, we kind of picked a pretty terrible time to join the franchise.
Oh, no.
But having that, the COVID and all that changed a lot for us as far as how we got started. We did a lot of deliveries and just trying to get the name out, because we're the only one in the Houston area. So on top of being new, and Frio's, even though it's a franchise, nobody around here had really heard of us before.
Right.
So
Tell you, if you're going out to the lake, or it's like you need to stop by and get a Frio Pop for sure. They're awesome. Tell us about, I don't think you could have picked a better location being by the lake too.
Yeah.
Tell us about, I know that, you remember Ashley, and we were all like, what about the health side? And you said no preservatives, but they actually do have, I believe, gluten-free and
So
dairy-free.
We do have
Yes.
several options. Dairy-free, all of our fruit pops are dairy-free.
Yes.
And we have several gluten-free options, even on the dairy side, so on the ice cream side. We have one no sugar added, so it's just the natural fruit sugar, so you can't technically say sugar-free.
Right, but you can't tell
no
either.
sugar
Right.
added, yeah. So we've got a lot of low-calorie options on the fruit side, and some of our ice cream pops have different add-ins. Like one fun one that we have is Fruity Pebbles.
Sounds
It's basically like a
delicious.
frozen bowl of cereal.
I know, I was going to talk
Yeah.
about that.
We have banana pudding, and it's got vanilla wafers, and so there's a lot of fun flavors.
Birthday cake, I believe.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
So speaking of birthday cake, Sarah will have to give you the rules or whatever, how much time she needs, but I know you can call her and get it delivered for someone's birthday. Or at your office for office party or birthday.
Yeah, we
You need a
cover
day's notice, or-
any and all kinds of events or drop-offs. I carry enough inventory at the store that I can usually come last minute or the same
Okay.
day.
Try to call the day ahead of time at least.
Yeah, bigger parties and things like that. We still can usually cover it.
Right.
I hold a lot of inventory, so. But we do all kinds of events. I'm a vendor at lots of different farmers markets
Right.
and things around town. I have a freezer cart that has a cute little umbrella that you can set up for small stuff, weddings,
Oh, okay.
things like
Oh,
that.
that's cool. I didn't
have
think
a
about
big
that.
trailer. It's a 16-foot trailer, so we do some of our bigger festivals and things like that. So
Wow.
we've got a lot of stuff in the books for March, so we're pretty excited
Oh,
to
good.
get busy.
Good.
so.
Yes. I know. Again, I know it's just a bad time, but
Yeah.
I'm glad y'all are hanging in there and
Yeah,
things are
yeah.
looking up. And so tell us what your favorite. Do you have a favorite flavor?
Oh man, right now I think it's chocolate peanut butter.
Oh,
Yeah, it's really
that
good.
sounds good.
yeah, it does.
Y'all don't be jealous, but she brought us a little snack today, so we're excited. She brought us one.
I know
So
the other day I was craving something cold, whether it's a snow cone,
Yeah.
popsicle, something.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, we'll
Yeah.
have to go out there, like
yeah,
taking her to all the
take
fun,
a cheat day.
Yeah,
fun
absolutely.
places.
And like I said, we're a franchise, so as a franchise, they have 60 plus. I don't even know the full total because we add different seasonal flavors too.
yeah.
But we have all kinds, and I don't even carry half of them, I don't think.
Oh,
But,
you don't yet, right?
No, but I
'Cause
mean,
it's
I can
seasonal.
order
Yeah.
whatever for special events and stuff. But we have a lot of seasonal flavors and Christmas stuff, and like I have a shamrock pop, which is basically
Oh.
cookies and cream dyed green. So
Okay,
it's
all right.
a little something fun for
That's
the
fun. That's
festivals
good to
and
know.
things.
For
St.
St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So tell us again. You have a website. I know that.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
it's-
So the main website for Frios is www.friospops.com, and that's FRIOS.
You can always call the chamber if you're trying to
Yeah.
find them and you didn't catch that.
Yeah, and we're
Te-
on social media too,
Yes.
on Facebook and Instagram, and that's at Frios Lake Conroe. You
So
can find all kinds of stuff there.
going back real quick, because I know what started your interest. Like you said, where y'all are and everything.
Yeah.
But did
So-
something spark you to go? You know what? I want to do.
It
Frio
was
Pops.
really about as random as you can get.
Okay.
So I went to Texas A&M, and I graduated and went straight into the oil field. I did the oil field for 12 years solid, and then we had our first child
Oh,
a couple
okay.
years ago.
Yes.
Yeah, he'll be 2 in July.
Aw.
So I had a long maternity leave, and after that, it was like I didn't want to go back. I wasn't ready to go back, and my husband and I have always wanted to own our own business. and
Okay.
so we just started to kind of look into different things, and just randomly came across Frios and figured who doesn't love popsicles and ice
Right.
cream, and we did for sure. So it was something we knew we could be passionate about and something fun for the community, and just kind of worked out.
That's
So,
awesome. That's
yeah.
really good. So, is there any kind of specials y'all offer? I know you used to do buy so many and get
Yeah,
one,
so
one,
at
or-
the store we do a pick 6. So
Pick
it's buy
6,
5, get 1 free.
Okay.
And you can take them in our insulated bag. And then we also do pick 10. So it's buy 8, get 2.
And do you offer that still if it's a delivery for a party or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
So like for deliveries, we are offered through Grubhub and DoorDash
Oh,
here
okay.
locally as
I
of
like
like a
that.
couple weeks ago. So that's another avenue you can get us. But for deliveries and big events, we have catering pricing, so it is a little bit cheaper the more you buy.
Right.
So incremental, the more you get, the less it is.
And of course,
so.
you can always pick up your products. You don't have
Yeah,
to
absolutely.
get delivery,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
So,
That's what the store is for. It's just a little pickup spot where you can stop throughout your day or on the weekend and grab one and go. Or
so is
take
there any
some for
like
home.
adult flavors? Like
No, ma'am. No, I get asked that a lot about
I figured.
alcoholic pops, but no, we don't
Darn.
make those
Well,
like that.
I know.
But we do
I figure the
have-
flavors, not. I didn't mean actual maybe alcohol. but I
Yeah,
know some of the
so-
flavors. Pina colada. What'd you say?
I said, oh, I did.
Oh, you did.
So we
Like
actually
pina
have
colada
a margarita
margarita.
flavor,
Yeah.
just like a lemon lime, and a strawberry mojito flavor,
Yeah.
which is strawberry mint, and they're both really good. And you can take any of our pops and put them in
go
whatever
ahead and-
glass of whatever you want, and it turns out really good. We
make
call
it-
them
yeah.
pop tails.
Yeah. Cocktails. Oh, I like.
Yeah,
Sarah,
any
I
of the
like
fruit
that.
pops are good in a cup of champagne, and just melts and makes them a little fruity, a little sweeter.
I bet one of the like cookies and cream and it's milk with like some kind of coconut rum or something like that would be delicious.
Yeah. Or the pineapple mango and
Yeah.
coconut rum. Or we actually have
Thinking
a
of
creamy
Moscow's.
coconut pop that you can use for anything like that.
Right.
So there's a lot of options for the flavors that we have. And we do have a list somewhere of the different poptail drink mixes that match different flavors. So I'd have to pull that out and see. I don't know a lot of them off the top of my head,
Yeah.
but there's options
So,
for parties and things like that.
Yeah, I mean, we were so excited. I know, several of us have been several times. So, and they're just so yummy.
Yeah.
So, tell us again your website real quick and your phone number or whatever information you want to give out and how people can get a hold of you.
Website is www.friospops.com, and social media is at Frios Lake Conroe.
At Frios Lake Conroe. So you
ma'am.
prefer them to do it that way, not call? Is that
Yeah, they can call the store. The phone number is 936-522-6109.
okay?
So you can call if you're curious about our hours, or we're still on our winter schedule right now. So we're open Wednesday through Saturday, 2 to 6.
Okay, that's important.
And then
to know.
once we get past daylight savings and through spring break, we'll open longer hours.
It's just like another week or so,
Yeah,
I think.
yeah,
It's
just
coming
a
up
couple more
already.
It's already
Yeah.
March.
Yes,
I know.
It's
Crazy.
great. Was there anything else you want to tell us that we need to know?
Let's see. The only other thing I think I would say is, as far as what services we offer, is the wholesale program.
Okay.
So I have cute little tie-dye freezers, little small ones that you can put in your business.
Aw.
I give the freezer for free to you to use, and then you just buy at a wholesale price.
Can we get that at the chamber?
I
And you
don't
can
know.
sell
We'll have
them
to
in your
discuss
store.
that.
And then we also do give backs. So we do 20% give backs for like spirit nights.
Okay,
Or
that's
like
good to
this
know.
weekend, I'm going to be at the Willis Athletics Association opening day for their baseball. And we're doing 20% give back.
Okay, see, I didn't
their
know y'all were doing that
organization.
program.
Yeah,
That's
really
great to know.
We have all kinds of
Yes.
things that we can do. So I've worked with PTOs and schools, and we've been doing a lot of business sponsorships for Pops for Teachers. So different local businesses
Wow.
Oh, that's
sponsor Pops for the teachers and staff at any school really in Montgomery County. So
Okay, that's good to
been a
know.
successful program. The teachers love it. Like we're doing a few next week for kind of a fun little spring break send off treat for them.
Oh,
So,
good.
yeah, so
Okay.
there's
See,
lots of
that's-
ways we can get a popsicle in your hand.
There you go. There you go. All right. That was Miss Sarah Abels with Frio Pops, and we are so grateful you came in to visit with
Yeah,
us today.
Thank you so
and
much for having me.
You
I
are
really
so
appreciate it.
welcome.
And thank you
Yes.
for our samples.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
You'll have to try them out.
Okay, thank you, Sarah.
Yep.
All right, we will be back after this short break.
We have the safest food supply in the world. Strict laws and regulations restrict the usage of hormones, antibiotics, and pesticides within our food supply. Production agriculture practices and technologies such as the use of GMOs, which is not any more or less risky than conventional crop production, has allowed American farmers to produce more food on less acres in environmentally sound ways. Find out more online at pathtotheplate.tamu.edu. We are Texas A&M AgriLife Extension, helping Texans make lives better.
Second Saturday Divorce Workshop provides unbiased information to help you understand your options and move forward with your life. This divorce workshop is for you if you are contemplating divorce, in the process of divorce, already filed for divorce, or post-divorce. You will explore the emotional, legal, and financial aspects of divorce from professionals who have guided others through divorce. For more information on this divorce workshop, contact SecondSaturdayWoodlands.com or call 832-375-0900.
The Texas A&M AgriLife Extension Service has been dedicated to educating Texans for over a century. In 1915, the Extension Program was established under the federal Smith-Lever Act to deliver university knowledge and agricultural research findings directly to the people. Ever since, AgriLife Extension programs have addressed the emerging issues of the day, serving diverse populations across the state. Texans turn to Extension for solutions in horticulture, agriculture, 4-H and youth, and family and consumer sciences. Extension agents respond not only with answers, but also with resources and services that result in significant returns on investment to boost the economy. Join us Fridays at 1 o'clock for the AgriLife Extension Hour.
Our talk shows and music shows are looking for sponsors. Want to expand your brand awareness? Reach the hyper-local audience in Montgomery County? Lone Star Community Radio sponsorships accomplish this. Want to see our stats and rates? Check out irlonestar.com/sponsor for more information. Or call in and leave us a message at 936-647-3776.
Hey y'all, it's DJ Mike from Dan Simon, Texas. Join me Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. as I count down the top 10 Texas Red Dirt songs that are packing the dance floor. I'll be featuring local artists and the story behind the hits, shows in the area, as well as new songs that make you want to dance. It's Dance Time in Texas with DJ Mike on Lone Star Community Radio, 104.5 KCZW and 106.1 KZCC, Conroe, Texas, or online, irlonestar.com.
The Texas A&M AgriLife Extension Service has been dedicated to educating Texans for over a century. In 1915, the Extension Program was established under the federal Smith-Lever Act to deliver university knowledge and agricultural research findings directly to the people. Ever since, AgriLife Extension programs have addressed the emerging issues of the day, serving diverse populations across the state. Texans turn to Extension for solutions in horticulture, agriculture, 4-H and youth, and family and consumer sciences. Extension agents respond not only with answers, but also with resources and services that result in significant returns on investment to boost the economy. Join us Fridays at 1 o'clock for the AgriLife Extension Hour.
Lone Star Community Radio is looking for those who are interested in hosting their own talk show. With monthly and weekly slots available on Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1, and on irlonestar.com. Start your own podcast, create your first YouTube channel, and be on TV. Contact Lone Star Community Radio online at irlonestar.com or call the station message line at 936-647-3776.
Listen in Mondays at noon to hear Conroe news from local nonprofits, businesses, upcoming events, Conroe Park events, news stories, and information that matters to you with your host, Margie Taylor of Taylorized PR. For more information about being a guest, visit irlonestar.com/Conroe Culture.
Don't forget to download the Lone Star Community Radio app from your Google Play or Apple Store. Bring Montgomery County's community radio with you anywhere with your smartphone or tablet. If you are in the Conroe area, tune in on FM. That's Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1. If you are on the computer, bookmark irlonestar.com as your internet radio station. A Lone Star Community Radio, broadcasting 24/7 from the heart of downtown Conroe, Texas.
Welcome back to Chamber Chat. And now we have our next guest for the day on the line, Miss Katie Kraus with Bears Etc. Are you there, Katie?
Yes.
How are you?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Oh, doing pretty good.
Good. I know you've been on Chamber Chat before, and we're happy to have you back. Just wanted to find out what's going on with you and tell us more about Bears Etc.
Well, for those of you who don't know, Bears Etc. is a 501c3 nonprofit organization, and we leave the world better than we found it by rescuing exotic animals, specifically bears, out of the pet trade. We connect people with nature, and we give the people and animals the peace, the PEACE, that comes with being in the wild and being in nature and the calmness and the fresh air and all of that stuff, and just reconnecting people, to nature. So we are fundraising to start the nation's first bear sanctuary. So there are bear sanctuaries in Canada and in Russia and Animals Asia, over in Asia and the Ukraine. Like, several of these countries have bear sanctuaries. And a true sanctuary is one that does not buy, sell, breed, trade, or use animals for entertainment. And so there are several bear facilities across the United States, and most of them are a part of the buy, sell, breed, trade, or they're a wildlife rehab. So they take either bear cubs or injured adult bears, and they rehabilitate them to release back into the wild. There isn't one sanctuary in the United States focused on bears out of the exotic pet trade. And when I say the exotic pet trade, that's basically what it is exotic pets. It's anything from birds to reptiles to large dangerous carnivores, anything like that. In most states, you're allowed to keep as a pet, no questions asked. In the state of Texas, you have a $50 large dangerous carnivore permit, and if it's a black bear, it's a native species, so you have a Texas Parks and Wildlife permit. If you're in Montgomery County, Harris County, and some of the bigger cities, they have even stronger laws. But if you go to Walker County, San Jacinto County, or even Grimes County, there's no exotic animal laws. So you can basically have a tiger there. It's a non-native species. Really, no questions asked.
Wow.
So yeah, so it's pretty easy, especially in Texas, to own these guys as pets.
Well, the first thing in my mind, of course, and you already know this, is the scary thing is people don't know how to have those animals as pets.
Not at all.
Yeah.
No.
They don't
No,
need, they're not
and-
supposed to be pets anyway, but yes.
No. And really, I mean, just like, some of your backyard dog and cat breeders, they're like, oh, just feed your tiger chicken. Well, no, they get metabolic bone disease. They wouldn't necessarily, they would eat birds in the wild, but their diet is really a lot of red meat.
Right.
And so just feeding your tiger chicken, and we've seen across the nation with different rescues that we work with, metabolic bone disease and tiger cubs and stuff like that, where they're 6 months old and can't even walk because they were just fed chicken, because that's the cheapest thing, to feed a tiger. It's thousands of dollars, to buy meat at the grocery store every month to be able to feed one. And bears in particular eat 40 pounds of produce a day. So
exactly.
So being able to afford to feed these guys, and most of the bears that we come in contact with have been fed dog food and hot dogs most of their lives. So they've never had an orange. They've never had, black bears really are on the vegetarian side of the omnivore scale. They're not these large, dangerous carnivores that movies make them out to be. But they do, the protein that black bears eat is some fish and then bugs and grubs and stuff like that they find in decaying trees. They'll eat carrion, which is like roadkill, or snack on a wolf kill if they are somewhere where there are wolves that are native. But for the most part, they're going to be eating fruits and vegetables most of their lives.
Right. So, Katie, I have to ask the famous question. We have bears in Texas?
Yes, that is probably our most popular number one question asked.
Right.
And yes, bears are a native species to Texas. They were eradicated by the 1900s by ranchers and, development. They talk about some of the history of Montgomery County and bears, that they were shooting bears off the courthouse when they were originally building our first courthouse.
Wow.
And even Sam Houston's cabin, they would come to Sam Houston's cabin here over on Walden in Montgomery to bear hunt. And there are pictures of them, and that the corner of Walden and 105 was called Bear Corner. So a little bit of history about bears in Montgomery County.
Right.
So the first black bear came back in the 1960s across the Rio Grande. It's a Mexican black bear and settled in Big Bend. So now Big Bend has a resident population of black bears of about 50, and it's growing. There was 2 cubs orphaned this year over there and are being re-released back into the wild this spring. We just got that notification.
Oh, good.
And then in East Texas, there's a lot of transient males that we're seeing moving over from Louisiana, Arkansas, and down from Oklahoma. Louisiana reintroduced black bears back in the 90s into the west side of their state, and they are doing very, very well. My husband and I do a lot of hiking in Sam Houston, and we have seen now 2 times, most recent this Sunday, scat from a bear, which is bear poop.
Oh, yeah.
In the National Forest, and we've seen a print. So we're watching the area where the scat was found to see if maybe we do have bears in Sam Houston. Texas Parks and Wildlife won't say that there are bears here until there's a mom with cubs.
Oh, okay.
And so that means there's a resident population. So once we have that, and most of the time they want photographic or video evidence of that. So once we figure out if this bear is sticking around and it's not being transient, we'll put up trail cams and stuff and see if we can get pictures of it. So
that's cool. So tell us, Katie, where we're at with the sanctuary and how that's coming along and what you have coming up. And
okay. So we are at almost $36,000 in our capital campaign. And as we've been fundraising, the prices of land in Montgomery County have gone up. When you're the fastest growing county in the nation, it's really hard for a nonprofit to get a property, right?
Right.
So that's our biggest hurdle right now is we have everything ready to go. There are 6 bears in need of emergency placement right now that we learned about a couple weeks ago with no place to go. So our fundraising goal this year is $100,000 to be able to put down a good down payment on a property. Or we'll take a donated 20 acres.
Right.
If someone has, a lot of acreage and they love bears and, they've got a small piece that we can borrow for a short amount of time, there is a huge need for it right now. So what we have coming up is we have what we're calling our bear crawl. It'll be our first time doing this, and it's a Montgomery County distillery, brewery, and winery tour. So that'll be Memorial Day weekend. So we're looking for volunteers and things for that. We do pay in wine tastings, but that's exactly what it is you're going to go around and sample the wines and beers and go to vans, at the distillery and taste some of their product and see what they have to offer. This is part of our Leaving the World Better Than We Found It. Our, breweries and wineries and distilleries have been one of the hardest hit with COVID and the shutdown.
Right.
And so we want to be able to give back to the community. And so we're giving back to them right now as, our fundraiser. So we'll get people through their doors, but also, raise funds for bears, et cetera. And our goal is to sell 1,000 tickets.
Okay.
And they are $50 per ticket, and watch our Facebook page. It's Bears ETC, on our website, bearsetc.org, for more details on that coming up.
Awesome.
So I know that you said that they can donate for the fundraiser through the event, but is there another way if they don't want to go through that event? Can they donate somewhere else?
Yeah, they can donate on our Facebook page or our website. We do have PayPal. We also have Venmo. The Venmo isn't on our website yet. We are actually in the process of redoing our website. So if they do want to Venmo, they can contact us through either our website or our Facebook page, and I can walk them through our Venmo as well.
All right, perfect.
Perfect. That's Miss Tessa. She's here co-hosting with me today.
Hello.
Yay! Hi, Tessa.
Hi.
I want to point out real quick, Katie, too, that you are not only obviously a member of the Conroe Lake Conroe Chamber, but you are one of the diplomats and the lead diplomat for Morning Mingle, and I appreciate you as always. And I'm filling in today for Courtney because we have Moco Day at the Capitol out at the Convention Center. So
yes, I'll be headed that way shortly.
I saw your name when I was out there. Yes.
I always want to be in front of their faces to talk about, the Big Cat Public Safety Act and, public safety when it comes to owning large, dangerous carnivores.
Absolutely.
So I want to make sure that they know that that's an important thing for, public safety, not only in Montgomery County, but in Texas as a whole.
Absolutely. Katie, real quick, and then I'll let you close out with anything else you might want to say about bears, et cetera. But you mentioned, hey, unless somebody wants to give us 20 acres or let us borrow, is that the acreage you're looking to purchase as well, 20 acres? Or?
Yeah, because of the laws in Montgomery County, and I'm very thankful for the strong laws in Montgomery County with exotic animal ownership.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
We can't build within a mile of a school, and we can't build a habitat within 1,000 feet of somebody's home. So 20 acres is the minimum that we need to house bears on. So right now we're on a half an acre, and we house birds and reptiles. And you can come visit those birds and reptiles by appointment. Just contact us through our website or our Facebook page, and I'll introduce you to some of our animals. But yeah, so there are about 1,000 bears in need of placement across the United States living in, I tell everybody about the, Sarah McLachlan commercial for HSUS on TV, and that's exactly what they're living in there. So many of these bears, and I have several stories of doing this for the last 20 years, and can tell you, and show you pictures of places that we've rescued, not just bears, but tigers and other animals out of that are just complete disasters.
It's awful. It's absolutely awful. And we appreciate what you are doing and your mission.
Absolutely.
So tell us your website again one more time and how people can get a hold of you. www.bearsetc.org. You can like us and follow us on Facebook. It's Bears ETC. And then we are also on Twitter and Instagram at both Bears ETCTX. Perfect. All right, Miss Katie. Well, thank you as always. We're thrilled to have you as a guest, and of course, you know it's a passion of mine about saving animals.
Yes.
So, and I will see you shortly. Have a great
Yeah.
day.
Thank you. You too.
All right, thank you. Bye. Oh, and we are going to go to a break, and we will be back in just a minute.
Vell Institute, a 501c3 nonprofit, began in 2014 with a mission to strengthen the future of veterans through leadership and entrepreneurship training. We've invested over 1,400 hours of training in our veterans while connecting them with community entrepreneurs and leaders. Our mission is to continue investing in our veterans who have given so much for our country. Please join us in our mission by visiting vellinstitute.org. That's VELinstitute.org.
Don't forget to download the Lone Star Community Radio app for your Google Play or Apple Store. Bring Montgomery County's community radio with you anywhere with your smartphone or tablet. If you are in the Conroe area, tune in on FM. That is Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1.
Are you interested in learning more about preparing quick, healthy, and safe meals for your family? Would you like to spend time with others learning tips and tricks, along with practicing and tasting nutritious food? If so, the On the Road to Healthy Living Mobile Cooking School is for you. Call Amy Ressler at Texas A&M AgriLife Extension Service at 936-539-7825 to find a class near you or volunteer to host a class.
Listen in Mondays at noon to hear Conroe news from local nonprofits, businesses, upcoming events, Conroe Park events, news stories, and information that matters to you with your host, Margie Taylor of Taylorized PR. For more information about being a guest, visit irlonestar.com/Conroe Culture.
Lone Star Community Radio is looking for those who are interested in hosting their own talk show. With monthly and weekly slots available on Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1, and on irlonestar.com. Start your own podcast, create your first YouTube channel, and be on TV. Contact Lone Star Community Radio online at irlonestar.com or call the station message line at 936-647-3776.
Welcome back to Chamber Chat. We are going to talk about exciting things going on at the Chamber, and I'm going to tell everyone to please join us. Our upcoming morning mingle is next week, Thursday the 11th at Black Walnut Cafe. You can register at conroe.org. And then we have Fun After 5, which is Thursday the 18th at Office Evolution, 1488. So you can find both of those at the Chamber's calendar and register and come and join us to get some relationship building going. I know people are anxious to see. We do encourage masks at our events. So anyway, if you have any questions, you can always call the Chamber. And I'm going to turn it over to Miss Tessa, and she's going to talk about upcoming special events for the Chamber.
Thank you, Beth. So today we have MoCo Day in Montgomery County going on at the Lone Star Convention Center. If you hurry, you might be able to get a virtual ticket, as in-person tickets are all sold out. Next event coming up is on March 23rd at 9 a.m. This is one of our Pulse series. It's about financial wellness. Next up on March 30th at 9 a.m., we have our 9th annual Conroe Job Fair. This one's going to be a little bit different than the ones in the past. It is all virtual, but they've done a fantastic job of making sure it goes seamlessly and it's still fun. After that, we have another Pulse series, which is State of Education. That's going to be on April 1st at 11:30 a.m. And then the next one I have to talk about is going to be on April 30th at 8 a.m. This is the Lake Conroe Region Outlook presented by Caldwell Communications, I think is what it is. All of these, you can find more information on conroe.org. And if you have any questions about sponsorships or anything like that, please contact Courtney Galley at courtneyg@conroe.org.
That is correct. Yes, again, so any of our events, whether it be our member networking, relationship building events or special events, you can always call the chamber at 936-756-6644 or always go to conroe.org, which is probably the best, and go to the calendar and register for any of these events, whether they're virtual or in person. And again, masks are encouraged. And I just want to give another shout out to our guests today. And we thank them so much for attending and chatting with us. We had Dr. Ethan Cohen from MD Anderson. We had Miss Sarah Abels from Frio Pops. Y'all need to go visit her and get a yummy popsicle pop from her. And Katie Krause with Bears Etc. And again, happy Texas Independence Day. And we will see you here next month. For Chamber Chat. And thank you, Tessa, for being our co-host today.